Most interesting world facts that sound like a lie, but are true. Here are some of our verified favorites, complete with expert explanations.
Like, comment, subscribe.
The Australian Fitzroy River turtle and the North American eastern painted turtle breathe through their behinds. When turtles hibernate, their main source of oxygen is through their butt. Ed Hedrick invented the FRISBEE in the 50s, then went on to invent disc golf in the 1970s. When he died in 2002, his final request was to have his ashes molded into a FRISBEE. His son said it was his father's dream that they play with him after death, and that he might even accidentally end up on someone's roof. According to a survey conducted in February 2021, most Americans on average spend 6 hours on their phone on a daily basis. That's the equivalent of 91 days a year. During a race, the temperature inside a race car regularly reaches up to 170 degrees thanks to the engine and traction. Despite ventilation systems that blow cool air into the seats, the helmet, and near the feet, the heat can still lead drivers to lose between 5 and 10 pounds in sweat during each race. Dale Earnhardt Jr. said on his podcast that he estimated that drivers lose an average of 6 to 8 pounds per race. He noted that weight loss usually comes from water weight. It is common for drivers to suffer from dehydration while racing. The elongated, tough-skinned fruits of the family Cucurbitaceae, including watermelons and cucumbers, are a type of berry referred to as peepos. Any small fleshy fruit is a berry, especially if it is edible. The hole in the Earth's ozone layer is expected to fully heal within 50 years, climate change experts predict in a new UN report. According to a study conducted by National Geographic in 2011, the world's most typical person is right-handed, earns less than $12,000 per year, has a cell phone, but doesn't have a bank account. Octopuses have 3 hearts, which is partly a consequence of having blue blood. Their 2 peripheral hearts pump blood through the gills, where it picks up oxygen. A central heart then circulates the oxygenated blood to the rest of the body to provide energy for organs and muscles. John Tyler was born in 1790. He took office in 1841 after William Henry Harrison died, and he still has 1 living grandchild, Harrison Ruffin Tyler. There's a urologist in Texas named Dr. Dick CHOPP. He is widely known in the Austin area for performing vasectomies. This is a prime example of nominative determinism, a theory that a person's name influences what they'll ultimately become in life. Alaska is the most northern, the most western, and the most eastern state in the U.S. 9-banded armadillos almost always give birth to 4 identical quadruplets. It's estimated that around 2 people die each second. That means that 105 people died each minute, 151,600 people died each day, and 55.3 million people died each year. Every second, 4 new babies are born. That means there are approximately 250 births each minute and 360,000 each day. Anne Frank, Martin Luther King Jr., and Barbara Walters were all born in 1929. Civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr. was born on January 15, 1929, Anne Frank was born June 12, 1929, and Barbara Walters was born September 25, 1929. Throughout the day, the cartilage in your knees and spine slowly compresses, causing us to shrink a little. When we sleep at night, the cartilage has a time to recover and goes back to its normal size. On average, we are about 1 centimeter taller in the morning than we are at night. Astronauts experience this phenomenon more drastically when coming back from space. Without gravity, their cartilage has an abundance of time to relax, allowing them to grow a few inches during their time in space. Tardigrades are adorable, tough little water bears that will likely outlive humans. They live just about anywhere there's liquid water, inhabiting the ocean, freshwater, lakes, and rivers. They can also survive a wide range of environments, from altitudes of over 19,600 feet in the Himalayan mountain range to ocean depths more than 15,000 feet below the surface, according to the University of Michigan's Animal Diversity Web. Tardigrades are known for surviving extreme conditions that would kill most other forms of life, by transforming into a dehydrated ball known as a ton. Researchers have found that tardigrades in a ton state can withstand temperatures as low as minus 328 degrees Fahrenheit and hotter than 300 degrees. Dolly Parton once entered a Dolly Parton look-alike contest and lost. What's even worse, she lost to a man dressed as Dolly Parton. All these beautiful drag queens had worked for weeks and months getting their clothes, Dolly told ABC News in 2012. So I just got in a line and I just walked across, and they just thought I was some little short gay guy. I got the least applause. The Russian Navy trained dolphins and other aquatic mammals to attack warships and enemy combat divers. For about 50 years, the U.S. Navy also trained dolphins and sea lions for many missions. In 2014, the U.S. Navy announced its intention to replace its marine mammal program with a new generation of robotic mine hunters, starting in 2017. A woman named Violet Jessup survived the sinking of both the Titanic and its sister ship, the Britannic. Jessup was a stewardess and nurse on the White Star Line's trio of Olympic-class passenger ships. In addition to surviving the Titanic and Britannic disasters, Jessup was also aboard the trio's third sister ship, the Olympic, when it collided with a British warship in 1911. All the bacteria living inside you would fill a half-gallon jug. There are 10 times more bacterial cells in your body than cells, according to Carolyn Bohach, a microbiologist at the University of Idaho. New research by scientists apparently shows that it rains diamonds on Jupiter and Saturn. According to the research, lightning storms on the planets turn methane into soot, which hardens into chunks of graphite, and then diamonds as it falls. Koalas have fingerprints that are nearly indistinguishable from ours. The sensitive grooves in their fingerprints would allow for them to feel if the leaves are the right texture before eating them, which is exactly how we as humans use our own fingerprints to feel the details and textures. According to the Cincinnati Children's Hospital, about 1 out of every 5,000 babies has an imperforate anus or other malformation of the anus or rectum. It occurs more often in boys than girls. The rectum, bladder, and vagina of a female baby with an imperforate anus sometimes share one large opening. This means the baby is born without an anus and a doctor has to surgically create an anus for the baby. Bayer, the German drug company, made its fortunes in the 1890s when it commercialized both aspirin and heroin as cough, cold, and pain relievers. Bayer promoted heroin for use in children suffering from coughs, colds, and irritation up until 1912.
Like, comment, subscribe.